Okay, it's Stratomatic football time. Just about to go here. Looks like we've already had the kickoff, and it was a touchback. Just going to say good luck. And the first play is Fitzgerald in the right flat. Loses a couple of yards on that one. Aaron Rodgers on the quarterback side of the ball for Pittsburgh has championship, as does Russell Wilson for Seattle. And we got a 2nd and 12. We got a blitz being shown. Both teams should play the 3-4 defense. Gus Edwards in, one of the great Stratomatic running cards we've seen recently. Guess right. And it's short. It's going to be a sack. And it was Malik Hooker. And looks like he beat Gus Edwards, who is a 0 pass blocker versus an 11. Had no chance on that one. So here we go. 3rd and 17. 3 wide receiver shotgun, 3-3-5, no blitz, 3rd and 17. Will Fuller's the big deep receiver. Marquez Valdez-Scantling comes in on 3rd down. And Ron's pass short. Scantling picks up 15. It's going to leave a 4th and 2. Pat O'Donnell probably going to be on the field to punt. Yes. So Seattle holds on the first series of downs. Here we go. 59-yard punt. The dangerous Tyreek Hill back had no regular season touchdowns, but he does have one. He gets 4 yards, and Ron's happy that he had good punt coverage. Long gains show up on those 12s occasionally. So here comes Seattle. Their number 1 runner, Latavius Murray, backed up by Mark Ingram. 2 tight end set, 3-4, no blitz. Off tackle right, guess wrong, Murray. And he's going to pick up 5. Seattle was, I believe, -2 in turnovers during the year. And that was mostly due to the fact they just weren't intercepting very many. They only had 10 interceptions for the year. Pittsburgh was like +10 or 12 in turnovers, and it was mostly due to the fact they had 16 interceptions, and I think Rodgers only threw 6. So Pittsburgh was winning the turnover battle. Here's Latavius Murray for 5 yards, and he's gained 11 yards on the first couple of plays for Seattle here. And we'll stay in the 2 tight end set with Murray. Both teams have very solid defenses, but you would not probably call them a top 3 to 5 SOMIFA level defense. They're very well-rounded teams. Both can run the ball, pass the ball, stop the run, stop the pass, but they're not elite level defenses on either side, I wouldn't say. Latavius Murray will get another guess wrong run to the right. Got our linebacker in the zone. It's going to be a 1-yard loss. Second blocking back reading to come up. My co-broadcasters are chasing themselves around at the moment. Here we go. 2nd and 11, 22 of Seattle. No blitz, pistol. Russell Wilson had about 600 yards rushing, so he's definitely a threat. in run, and Ron is looking for Russell Wilson, who got a guess wrong gain of 3 yards. Kevin Zeitler, 7 pass blocker, couldn't make the run block, being a 4. Just going to see if anybody's trying to join here. So we got a 3rd and 8. It's the Gray Goose commenting or meowing. Be quiet over there. Long to Tyreek Hill. 3-5, 1 man deep. Intercepted. First turnover of the game goes to Pittsburgh. They're using the good pass defense. It didn't matter that time. That one's off Wilson's card. And Ron's going to take over the 46-yard line of Seattle. Ezekiel Elliott into the game. He and Gus Edwards split time, as a lot of teams use a 2 to 3 running back set, and definitely see that with these two teams. Both had 2 runners that had over 100 carries. Dennis is asking for a second. Neither quarterback really turns the ball over very much at all. Aaron Rodgers has an amazing running card. Probably only has 1 attempt, 2 in-run attempts. Russell Wilson, being a pistol-rated quarterback, gets the +4, so he's got like 6 or 7 attempts. Fitzgerald's not that great deep this year. Ryan Griffin's got pretty good flat yards. Ezekiel Elliott is a solid receiving running back who's got a dot. Jordan Akins is only okay, but he is a 5 pass blocker. Will Fuller had a great card for a guy that only had 32 catches. He's got, I believe, 4.55 with some long gains. And with only 32 catches, you normally don't see a guy with a 5.5. Short and long. All right. $10 minutes, 30 seconds left. First turnover of the game. Wilson on his first pass attempt was looking deep, and the ball was picked off. Pittsburgh 12-4 during the regular year. Seattle's already won a couple of playoff games. They had to win twice, or actually once in the mini playoffs, and then in round 1 they picked up another win. Dennis is back. And here we go, 3-4 against the 2 wide receiver, 2 tight end set with Zeke in the backfield. Short to Akins, guest pass, it's incomplete. Fitzgerald's really good flat as far as catching the ball, but he has pretty low yardage there. So we've got Elliott, who's a good receiving back. Edwards is not a great receiving back. So this isn't a great year for receiving for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Scantling comes in for Fitzgerald here. No blitz being shown. 2nd and 10. Gus Edwards commands a lot of respect. Short to Scantling, guessed right. Incomplete. 3 men in the zone there. So we go to 3rd and 10 at the Seattle 46. Not yet in 4-down situation when it's 4th and 10, but if it were to be 4th and 4, you might see run, go for it then. Gus Edwards in. Seattle's got Avery Williamson, who stays in the 3-3-5, 6 containment man to work against Edwards. Again, Aaron Rodgers, also great in run. He's got like 25 short gain or better chances. So got a couple of really good rushing options, even though it's 3rd and 10 with containment. See what happens. Linebacker draw, pass. Containment comes into effect, and he needed to be a 3, or a 6, which he is. So he, instead of 17, we get 7, and it's 4th and 3 at the Seattle 39. You're probably, and most people are going to go for it here. You get maybe 35 yards, but you might also only get 19 from a punt. And going for it here, you're not losing a lot of field position. So a lot of coaches are going to go for it. He may be just looking at which lineup he wants to use. Here's where Fitzgerald comes in handy. Even though those are short catches, he catches almost everything. And we got Gus Edwards in. Again, Gus Edwards is a great guess right runner as well. Dennis quite aware of that. 4th and 3, we'll probably see no blitz. He is blitzing. He's using the 3-3-5. We'll still call run out of this. Kind of looking for a run here. Short to Fitzgerald, not double teamed, incomplete. Fitzgerald's got 19-26, so he's a 5 on the short pass, unable to come up with that one. And we got a turnover on downs, so Dennis survives the Russell Wilson interception. Here we got Latavius Murray and 2 tight end set. Seattle at their own 39, 9 minutes remaining in the first. Flat pass right, Latavius Murray, 1 man in zone, and he was a 6. And Joe Schobert makes a nice play, so Murray only picks up 1 there. Schobert being a 6. 0. So here we go. No blitz. 2nd and 9. Standard set with Murray. Short to Antonio Brown, guessed right. Russell Wilson doesn't take off as much as he has in the past, and we've got a sack. Got a couple of pretty good pass rushers on each side. Here we have Frank Clark, who's an 11, and he beats Nate Soldier, who's a 5. 64 chance, 17 on the random. So it'll be 3rd and 15. Both teams have a 7 pass blocker at left guard, and Pittsburgh's got a 7 pass blocker at center. Everybody else is like 5s and 4s, with the exception of Seattle's got a right guard 3, I believe. He's a 4, 0-4. Or maybe it's here. Nope. Yeah, 0-4. So we've got the 3 wide receiver pistol, 3-3-5, no blitz. 3rd and 15. That's the 34. We've got long to Gordon. There's no man back there. He's against a 4. It's going to be a check down, incomplete. No high linebacker, so no pass rush shot there. 4th and 15, even Dennis punts. 39-yard kick. And Darren Sproles, not really a big return man this particular set. Goose, be quiet. And he calls for the fair catch. So we've got Pittsburgh with their 2nd possession, starting at their own 27. about 30 yards short of their prior field position. Ezekiel Elliott in, 2 wide receiver, 2 tight end set is the standard for both teams. Short to Will Fuller, and it's incomplete off Fuller's card. It's about where he's got, I think it's on 4, a long game. No, it is on 5. Ooh. Dennis saves himself a big play. 2nd and 10. See if Dennis shows blitz. He will. Gus Edwards in. Short to Fitzgerald. It's got a dump off to Akins. Double team was away from him on Fuller there. And Rogers 3 for 720 yards so far. 6.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Gus Edwards in, 3rd and 3. See if Dennis shows blitz. He will, and he will go with the 3-3-5 here. No containment on 3rd and 3. Long to Fuller, and he catches it and gains 32 yards. Dennis going for the run call, even though it was 3-3-5. Big play possibility there, going against Will Fuller versus a 4, the only 4 cornerback in the game today. And Jimmy Smith unable to make the play. So at the Seattle 34, Ezekiel Elliott in at running back. Pittsburgh in scoring territory. Here's Ryan Griffith on a right flat pass, incomplete. Played well in the flat by Lorenzo Alexander, one of the game's top players. He's a 5'11", or even maybe an asterisk kind of guy. I think he's like a 5'11". 5'5", 12'1". And Dennis has also got Kelly Campbell over here at right end. So a couple of nice pass rushers. 3-4 versus the Gus Edwards set. Here's Ryan Griffin again, incomplete. And we got 3rd and 10. Rogers looking to get Griffin involved. Still no catches. And we've got the ball at the Seattle 34. I want to say Pittsburgh's kicker is only, both teams, I believe it's only out to the 37. Let's see what their guy is. Yeah, he's 2 through 6 and 12. Dennis's kicker is only like 2 through 5 or 2 through 4 from depth, if I remember right. Yeah, 2 through 5. So a huge 3rd and 10. Blitz being shown, 3-3-5. Gus Edwards in the game again. Scantling in for Fitzgerald over at flanker. Left tackle Edwards guessed wrong. He's going to pick up 5 yards, so we have a better field goal opportunity here at the Seattle 29. And Roses is going to knock it through. So Seattle strikes first, 4 minutes, 30 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Or Pittsburgh strikes first. Seattle receives the ball here. They'll take the ball for a touchback. And we'll see Latavius Murray in at halfback here. Dennis will run the 3 wide receiver set from time to time, using the 2 tight end set here against Ron's 3-4. Left tackle Murray guessed wrong, picks up 6, 4 carries, 16 yards. Marshawn Lynch would be the 3rd running back. Here's the standard set versus the 3-4. Ron's not been showing blitz a whole lot. Tyreek Hill, Antonio Brown, dangerous wide receiving set. Off to right tackle Latavius Murray again, guessed wrong. I believe that's the 2nd or 3rd time he's hit that +6. And he's up to 22 yards, 3:18 remaining in the first. Seattle at their own 37 now, down by 3. Dennis has been running the ball as Ron's been calling pass. And we've got right tackle Murray. Guess wrong again. +6 again. If we were playing a board game, we'd be saying, shake those dice. You can't just drop them out of your hand, man. 2nd and 4, Latavius Murray. Got 6 carries on the game. I believe he's got about 10 or 12 unfatigued at least left. 9. Mark Ingram waiting in the wings along with Marshawn Skittles Man-Lynch. 2nd and 4, no blitz. Flat pass to Antonio Brown being double teamed. It'll be incomplete as Ron moves the second guy into the zone. Nice call by Ron on defense. And it's 3rd and 4. Russell Wilson, only 1 yard, 1 for 4 with an interception. Game's not desperate enough yet for him to kick it into high gear. Long to Demetrius Harris, nobody back deep. Against a 4, incomplete. Ron's got 5s at both corners, but he does have a strong safety 4. Dennis has got a strong safety and left cornerback 5, but a right cornerback 4. So here's the punt from Dixon. It's going to go 51 yards. Darren Sproles. At the 6, lets it go, and it goes into the end zone. Sproles had a touchdown in the, what was it, 2013 semifinal game against Tampa Bay. I believe it was early 4th quarter, put Pittsburgh ahead. One of the great SOMIFA players, and all in all, when you count in his running, receiving, returning over the years, who would have guessed Darren Sproles would have had the impact he's had over this time? Ezekiel Elliott loses 1 on 1st down, so it's 2nd and 11. Gus Edwards comes in. Dennis will likely show blitz here on 2nd and 11. He will. Nearing the end of the 1st quarter here. Look in to Scantling, guess pass. Scantling's going to pick up 14 yards. Avery Williamson is 0-6. Couldn't make the play on the look in, whereas 0 pass defense came into play there. So Pittsburgh's out to their own 33. Could be the last play of the 1st quarter. Ezekiel Elliott will rush for 19 yards and get into Seattle territory at their 48. And up 3-0, we move on to the 2nd quarter. So here we go. Ezekiel Elliott off right tackle, gets wrong. And he again pops a big one, 23 on that one. So a couple of carries for 42 yards. And Zeke is signaling, feed me. Of course, Gus Edwards has been doing the same thing. 14:24 remaining in the 2nd. Gus Edwards, no blitz, 3-4 to Seattle 25. Guess right. Gus Edwards loses a yard. Avery Williamson, making up for his 0 pass defense, makes a play against the run. So Ezekiel Elliott, who lost 1 yard about 4 plays ago and then got 42, loses a yard here. Ron wouldn't mind seeing another big run here on 2nd and 11. It's a draw to Elliott off tackle, stopped for 0. So Elliott's 4 for 41. 2 huge plays and a couple of not so good plays. Did I miss a run of Elliott? Oh, it was Edwards last time for 1. So here we are, 3rd and 11. Seattle 26. Dennis showing blitz. Rodgers working out of the shotgun with Elliott. Flat pass right to Elliott. And he's going to pick up 9 yards. It's going to be 4th and 2. Aldrich Rosas looking. Do you want me in, Coach? He does. Pittsburgh gets the field goal and goes up 6-0. A little over 12 minutes remaining here before the first half ends. Here's the kickoff. Be 3 yards deep, number 2 back. And he will take a knee. Aaron Rodgers comes on with Latavius Murray. Murray's got probably still 9 carries remaining. Pre-fatigue. With Ron calling run, we see Dennis stay with the run. Left tackle draw play. Only 2 yards as we get a play made on the right end by Bilal Nichols. Latavius Murray stays in on 2nd and 8. Look into Murray. It's going to be incomplete. So Wilson will be up against the 3rd and 8. Not a big start for Wilson. Only 1 for 6 for 1 yard. And he did have an early interception, which did not cost Seattle points at the moment. So we set at 3rd and 8 at the Seattle 27, 3-3-5. Josh Gordon comes in as the 3rd wide receiver for Disley, working out of the pistol, Russell Wilson. Flat pass right to Latavius Murray, picks up 4 yards. He gets to 12, but it's not a linebacker 6, and there is a man in the zone. So on 4th and 4, Dixon on to punt. Gets off a 49-yarder. Here's Sproles again. Sproles gets 10 yards. And Pittsburgh's going to get the ball up 6-0, 10:30 remaining in the first half. Ezekiel Elliott in. No blitz. Off right tackle Elliott, and he picks up 4. Both these coaches have been running on the early downs quite a bit. Guess wrong. Setting up 2nd and 3rd down and shorter yardage. No blitz. Ezekiel Elliott in, short to Fitzgerald, and it's incomplete. Richard Sherman with the play. And we'll see if we get to a 3 wide receiver set again for Pittsburgh with Elliott in there. On 3rd and 6. Elliott's a 3 pass blocker. Edwards is a 0. He stays 2 wide receiver, 2 running back. 3-3-5 for Dennis. He is not showing blitz. I feel like Ryan Griffin is going to get double teamed. He's going against the 6, but it's a good down for him here as well. He was being double teamed, short to Akins, who was also double teamed, incomplete. So 4th and 6, Pittsburgh will be punting, leading 6-0. And it's going to go 48 yards. Tyreek Hill is a dangerous returner. Fair catch. 1st and 10, Seattle. Latavius Murray stays in at running back. He's had some nice runs of 6, but so far hasn't really broke anything big. Ezekiel Elliott has had the big runs in the game for Pittsburgh. Here goes Murray for 5. I expect Dennis is going to go to a 3 wide receiver set at some point here. Not necessarily for a strategic thing. I just think he's going to, if he doesn't start getting first downs and some yardage, I think he's just going to break the flow and just go to it for maybe a series of downs or a couple of plays. I could be wrong, but I don't think he'll just keep going 3 or 6 plays, punt, and not go to a different formation. But Ingram in at half back on 2nd and 5 here. Definitely a running situation here. Short to Disley, guessed right. And we've got a dump off. Clowney coming at a 10, matched up against left guard Zeitler. That'll be the matchup for Clowney all day long. So he's only gets a 16 shot, and it was 68. He would have probably beat some of the lesser guards there. So Demetrius Harris picks up 20 on the dump off. Seattle up to their 43. One of their better field position for a 1st and 10. Disley picks up 2. And Disley's like, I need to hit one of those big plays. They're going to put in Gordon. Here's Ingram in, 2nd and 8. We have no blitz being shown. So far, like I say, Ron's not showing blitz near as much as Dennis. If Clowney was in a better matchup today, you might see more of that. Here's short to Disley, gets wrong. And again, incomplete. Oh, that's why you don't show blitz all the time. That would have been a long game. So we're at 3rd and 8. Seattle at their own 45. Just under halfway through, or a little more than halfway rather, through the 2nd quarter. Seattle down by 6, 3rd and 8. We'll go to the pistol set. 2 tight ends, Ingram. Ron stays in the 3-4. Short to Brown, 4 men in the zone. 13 yards. Wilson starting to warm up a bit, up to 5 for 11 for 40 yards. Big 20-yard dump off helped him kind of get unraveled there. And Ingram's in the standard set, 2 tight end, 2 wide receiver. Ball to Pittsburgh, 42. In run right, Ingram guessed right. No blocking back. He loses a yard there. Second 11. 5:42 remaining. Short to Tyreek Hill, gets wrong, incomplete. Tyreek Hill with 2 huge touchdowns in the round 1 game. Had a couple of long gain touchdowns on short passes to help Seattle pull out that win. So it's 3rd and 11, pistol. See if Ron stays in the 3-4. He went 3-3-5 most of the earlier part of the game, but he went 3-4 on a shorter 3rd down. He goes back to the 3-3-5, no blitz here. Will Disley's been getting some targets lately, but not been coming up with a lot of the catches. Left tackle draw right for Ingram. He's going to get 4 yards. 4th and 7 at the Pittsburgh 39. And this is one of those situations Dennis will go for it. Whether he does on this one, I don't know. His defense is playing well. You might really get a nice pin with a onside or a coffin corner. He will go for it. Murray in, 3 wide receivers. Pistol set, 3-3-5. This is the Antonio Brown down. Short Tyreek Hill, 4 men in the zone. Russell Wilson, big first down, picks up 12 yards, gets Seattle into decent field goal range. They're like 2 through 10 out to the 32. So we'll see if it's Murray or Ingram. Ingram in. A little over 4 minutes remaining. First half. Seattle down by 6, threatening to score. After a 1-for-6 start, Russell Wilson up to 6 for 13, 52 yards. Had the pick on his first throw of the game. Off right tackle Ingram, short gain, 18 yards inside the 10 to the Pittsburgh 9. Seattle threatening to take the lead, 3.5 left in this first half. We'll see what kind of set Seattle will come out in. They'll come out in the 1 running back set with Ingram. Considering his formations, maybe has some zone-specific substitutions he's working into the game. For instance, your 6-0 is not going to come into play. So if you've got a 0-4, he's more effective at the 9. Here we go, 3-4, no blitz. Short to Tyreek Hill, guessed right, 4 men in the short zone. It's going to be a touchdown to Tyreek Hill. He scored, like I say, 2 touchdowns late in the last game Seattle played, and picks one up here. Let's take a quick look. At that game. Extra point, Robbie Gould, no good, and the score stays tied at 6. In the Seattle-Buffalo game, 30-yard touchdown from Tyreek Hill with 2:42 remaining, and a 46-yarder from Russell Wilson with 2 minutes left to break a 24-24 tie and give Seattle the win. So Russell Wilson to Tyreek Hill has been deadly. Seattle's going to get the ball back. Tremont Smith fumbles the kickoff return, and at the 16 of Pittsburgh, Seattle gets the ball right back. Ingram in at halfback, 3 minutes left, first half. So special teams missed extra point, quickly becomes a kickoff return fumble recovery for Seattle, and they're right back into scoring range. Looking to take the lead into the half. Ingram guessed wrong. He's going to pick up 2 yards there. Connor McGovern a 4. Needed to be a 5 to make that block. Defense takes the timeout. 2:42 remaining. Ron's looking to save some time. Get a drive going of his own. Get some points on the board. Stays in the 3-4 with no blitz. Ingram in at halfback here. He's got probably 11 carries still left, so he's got plenty of carries. And again, Marshawn Lynch has got decent card for third running back. Russell Wilson still got 4 end runs in him, so got a 1-yard run for Ingram, guessed wrong, and it sets up a 3rd and 7. So run containment stays in effect since the ball did not cross inside the 10. We'll probably see the 3 wide receiver set out of Seattle. Nope, he stays with Disley. 2 tight end set, and Ingram. Ron stays in the 3-4, but he is showing blitz. Frank Clark and Clowney are the big blitzers for Ron. Of course, the free safety will be an asterisk. If it comes up in the rotation, he'll be an asterisk 10 as well. Draw the right to Ingram, going against that zero containment guy. Gained 6 yards. There's a chance for containment, but it did not come up. The 3. It's one we talked about earlier with Avery Williamson, who made the great containment play. I believe it was earlier in the game. So Ingram gets 6 yards. Ron takes another timeout at 2:06. 4th and 1 at the Pittsburgh 7. Dennis is almost certainly going to go for it. Full house maybe in, yeah, full house in play here. Three, four, no blitz. One of those big plays in the game. With only 2:06 left, if he misses it, you don't get the normal field position boost you get if you have more time left on the clock. So for Seattle, not as big a secondary reward turning the ball over at the 5 or 6 if there's only 2 minutes left. Linebacker Murray guessed right. Zone is loaded, and he will be stopped. So with 2 minutes left, at this point, if you're Pittsburgh, you're like, I wish I could have those timeouts back. I don't know that I would have taken them. Seattle looking to use its 3 timeouts to try to take advantage of the field position battle we've got at this moment, which favors Seattle. So for Pittsburgh, you're super happy you avoided giving up points after you fumbled the kickoff return. Off tackle Ezekiel Elliott gets 8 yards. Don't know if you're going to see Seattle take a timeout just yet. Down in distance at 2nd and 2. No timeout. And you don't see Pittsburgh rushing the line of scrimmage here either. If it gets to be 3rd and 2, as it now is, we'll see if Dennis might think of calling a timeout. And he does. A little better chance now that you're down to 1 play. If you're Dennis, you might even try to sell out, thinking you can key on Elliott, maybe shut down the run completely, get the ball back here with Tyreek Hill on a punt return, Gus Edwards in. Of course, if you're Ron, you're thinking those same things, and Will Fuller going against a 4 deep isn't a bad option either. No free safety blitz, 3-3-5 for Dennis. I think it's Gus Edwards off tackle or linebacker. Left tackle Gus Edwards guessed right. 8-yard pickup. Now you'll see Ron rush to the line of scrimmage. Maybe. I would imagine he will. One minute left. First half. 6-all ball game. And again, Gus Edwards is so good. The run is definitely in play, even though you have no timeouts left and a minute left. Look into Will Fuller, 2 men there. Because of the correct double team by a linebacker, so incomplete instead of receiver reading. 52 seconds remaining. Rodgers 6 for 15, 75 yards. Neither quarterback off to a great start in this one. 2 of the better quarterbacks in the set. Ezekiel Elliott in. And again, Aaron Rodgers has got a nasty end run wrong. We'll see if Ron would want to burn one here. At their own 23, they're still a little bit worried about Seattle getting points on the board. Here's the end run Ezekiel Elliott. King, but guessed right because he didn't have a linebacker or somebody in the end run zone. And that would have been a 5-yard gain. So it was a good roll of 12, but unfortunately, that's not Elliott's strength. 3rd and 7, ball to 45. Defense calls another timeout. Seattle has the only timeout left for either team. Ball at Pittsburgh 26. Draw Elliott stopped Pittsburgh uses, or Seattle uses the last time out of the first half for both teams. And now we'll see Tyreek Hill. We'll see if O'Donnell looks to coffin corner. He will. And Seattle will get the ball. 30 seconds left, 58 yards away from pay dirt. They can get about 58 yards out. If they can get to the 37, about 21 yards for that, but about 22 yards to get away from that first variable, they'll have a shot at a long field goal. So no timeouts to work with. Russell Wilson would be a bigger option to run the ball, or Ingram if you had more time. But you got to think about how many plays it's going to take if he doesn't get out of bounds. Then run right Wilson. Dennis will take the shot here. He's going to get 9 yards as he's going to get the block from Duriel Harris, a 6 run blocker. Only a 5 there because of the 3 wide receiver set, but he makes the play anyway. No, he does stay a 6. Never mind. Okay, we've got the 2 running back, or 2 tight end set with Ingram. No blitz. Ron's at a 3-4, 22 seconds remaining. See if Dennis looks to go short or deep. Short to Disley. Incomplete. Got a shot there. Telvin Smith is a 5, so he had a shot to catch it there. And right now, that would have got them almost to the edge with a short gain. That would have got them about to the 34. So that would have got them to the edge of his 2 through 10 field goal range, which is out to the 32. So at the 34, you could hit that with a variable. And I believe, like I say, he's like 2 through 6 and 12 deep. So long to Antonio Brown, incomplete. 8 seconds remaining. 4th and 1. No timeouts left. So the look in is an off tackle linebacker. Only good if you're going to score a touchdown on the play. See what Dennis can come up with here. 3-2-6. Ron's going to leave the look in wide open. And you might see a underneath pass, hoping to break a receiver long gain on a flat reading. Tyreek Hill underneath, or Josh Gordon. Antonio Brown doesn't have any long gains, unfortunately, for him. With 8 seconds left, if you get the long completion and get out of bounds, or get a dump off and get out of bounds, something could happen. There's a flat pass right, Josh Gordon. It's going to stay in bounds. That's going to end the half. Will not be able to spike it and get off the field in time. So we're at 6-6, Seattle and Pittsburgh. Very nice half. Dennis got a touchdown, but Robbie Gould missed the extra point, while Ron with Pittsburgh has got a couple of field goal attempts. We'll take a quick look at the, let's see if anybody's trying to join or anything like that here. I'm going to hang around and try to do a post-game show, just in case anybody wants to join. Dennis jumped in for one the other day, and I already shut the broadcast, or thought we were having a broadcast. I realized I hadn't hit this little button saying go live. And I think Tom did that once. It's probably one of those things we'll only do once. You feel so bad after doing it. I did not record the game that I thought I was recording. Take a look at the box score here. I don't think that's going to crash the game. As you see, there's a couple of field goals to start. And with 3:18 left, Tyreek Hill got the touchdown. He's been scoring Seattle's touchdowns here recently. Both teams on pace for just under 300 yards. Very even battle so far. No real big differences. Pittsburgh lost a fumble on the kickoff, and Russell Wilson threw a pick, so we got even turnovers. Excuse me. And Will Fuller's got a 32-yard catch, the only play of greater than 23 yards. Ezekiel Elliott, 9 for 58, is the game's leading rusher. Both quarterbacks not having big games, 47% and 40. We'll go back to action here soon. I am going to grab a Coke. Hold on just a moment. Okay. All right. Very fun game so far. This is the first game out of the round of 8. We've got 4 games this round. Take a quick look at some of the other matchups we have going. We have Houston at the LA Rams. Wayne with the number 1 seed. Paul's had to win a couple of games to get himself into the second round. So while the Rams have been sitting, Houston's been getting hot. That happened with this game, as Seattle had to win a couple of games to get into this round. Then we'll have Indy, who picked up a big win against San Francisco on a late blocked field goal on a 1 in 216 chance. Indy at the Giants. Excellent year for Joe. Giants with Mitch Trubisky at quarterback having an excellent year. And we'll see Tampa Bay at Dallas. That game will be played Sunday. I believe Dennis is going to be broadcasting it. We'll see if we're back to action here. All right. I think we're about ready to go. Okay, we got both Ingram and Latavius Murray. We'll have some carries remaining. And Ezekiel Elliott and Gus Edwards have plenty of carries left for Pittsburgh as well. Dennis is going to have a touchback to get started here. And Russell Wilson takes over at the 25. We'll probably see the standard set with Disley. Thought we'd see a 3 wide receiver set by now. He may be saving that for later, and he may not show it. See what we got left for Ingram. 9 carries. Both coaches have been running the ball successfully on first down, as the opposing coaches have been calling pass a lot. Here's a left flat to Ingram, be nobody over in the zone. He's going to pick up 9 yards on first down. And there was a pass rush shot. Bilal Nichols moved up to a 4, had a couple of linebackers coming. Dwayne Brown being a 5, held it to a 1 in 3 chance, random 95. Never going to get a 95 on a flat pass. Here's Lynch in. Again, we've got rush attempt conservation going on. Marshawn Lynch will run guess wrong on a linebacker. 1 man in the zone. And he gets 2 yards. Nose tackle Mike Pennell, a 6, makes the play on the roll of 4 there. Gotta love those nose tackle 6s. 1st and 10 after the 2-yard pickup on 2nd and 1. Ingram still in at halfback. I think Wilson's got 3 carries. Yeah. Hadn't seen as much of Duriel Harris so far as I thought we might. We'll see if Duriel Harris gets a little more action as the game wears on. So flat pass left to Ingram again. It's going to gain 2 as the linebacker's at home this time. Wilson 10 for 19, 89 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. 2nd and 8. Latavius Murray back into the game. We'll check his gas tank. 6 unfatigued carries left for Latavius Murray. And again, he's not afraid to go to Marshawn Lynch, but it is good to monitor the top backs. Murray gets wrong off tackle, picks up 12 yards, maybe his best run of the game. Everything seems to be a consistent 5 or 6, but he gets 12 there. And Seattle's got the ball at midfield in a 6-6 ball game. We're still early in the second half. Ingram in. And run right Ingram. He's going to gain 7 yards. Ingram's a little higher fumble, 16.3 than your average back, but nothing really serious to worry about. But guess right, that gets up to around 32. Lynch, 2nd and 3. We'll take a quick look at Lynch. He's also a decent flat receiver. As you see, he's got some, not a great, but I mean, he's got some decent plays, double digit. And he's got the guess wrong kind of plays you're going to gain 3 yards on. Short pass, double teamed Tyreek Hill, incomplete. Now we've got a 3rd and 3. I'm guessing Ingram or Murray will be in. Here's Ingram. No blitz being shown. The Pittsburgh 43, this may be a 2 down to get 1 first down. Then it's likely to go for it on 4th if he doesn't have a big sack or something here. In run Ingram guessed wrong. It's going to gain 6. And Pittsburgh 37-yard line on the first drive. Seattle moving the ball down. They've made about 4 minutes off the clock so far. Latavius Murray back in at running back. Linebacker Murray, 1 man in the linebacker zone. Linebacker helping. It's going to be a 7-yard pickup as Connor McGovern, a 4, makes the block. Second and 3 at the Pittsburgh 30, inside the 2 through 10 field goal range of Seattle kicker Robbie Gould. Lynch in it, running back. 2nd and 3, linebacker Lynch guessed right. 0, and we got a 3rd down at the Pittsburgh 30. I think Dennis will take the field goal if it ends up at 4th and 3 here. It's nice to grab a lead when you have the opportunity out of a tie ball game. Ingram in, 3rd and 3 at the Pittsburgh 30. No blitz shown. Short to Tyreek Hill, guessed wrong. 12-yard pickup. Russell Wilson hits Hill for his 3rd catch, 33 yards. Game's only touchdown. And now we've got the ball at the Pittsburgh 18. Seattle stays with their standard set with Ingram. No blitz being shown here by Pittsburgh. Guess wrong, short to Tyreek Hill. 11-yard pickup inside the 10. It's going to be spotted at the 7. Probably see a full house now from Dennis. Might use Lynch as one of the runners out of the full house. Maybe not. Nobody stays in the standard 2 tight end set. 2 wide receivers with Ingram. And we've got no blitz being shown. 1st and goal at the 7. Russell Wilson, 3 carries remaining. In run Wilson, he is being keyed, loses 8 yards. Just as we were thinking here in the booth, this might be a down where you see Russell Wilson coming in. Didn't come out in the full house. So you're thinking maybe he looks like he's going to pass. Or maybe you go all out for a key on Ingram. And so maybe this is a good end run with Russell Wilson down. Dennis and Ron both thinking the same way. Now it's 2nd and goal from the 15-yard line. Ron will be showing blitz. And Wilson's got a couple of carries left. Take a look at his guess wrong. So you see why people are thinking that here. We've got an end run. Oh, and he gets stopped. No gain. And now Wilson's down to 1 end run. Hasn't had any of the juicy rolls so far. Ron's done a good job of calling run. When Russell Wilson has ran the ball, which is kind of a rare thing. Ron's been calling pass a lot in this one, but when Wilson runs the ball, he's been calling run and keeping away from that big short gain. Again, Rodgers has excellent short gains as well. 3-3-5 blitz. Ingram in it, running back, 3rd and goal. And run Wilson again, and he gets 9 this time. Gets it down to the 6. Containment would have been in effect if the guy in the zone was there, but had he got inside the 2-yard line or something like that, Dennis might have gone for it. But he's going to take the field goal from the 6-yard line. It'll be 23 yards, and Seattle has a 9-6 lead. There's T. Hill, which is not Tyreek Hill. That'll be the Saints' future Steve Young, according to some. And Taysom Hill gets 33 yards. Nice return out to the 32 of Pittsburgh. First time Pittsburgh's trailed in the game. They had an early 6-0 lead. Seattle tied it at the end of 1. And that field goal puts Pittsburgh down for the first time in the game, 9-6. So let's take a look at James White, who comes in at 4.5 a carry. He's got some nice run. He's got some 20-yard carries here and there on his running card. Obviously known as a great receiver. And we've got a bomb. Scantling's got it down to the 30. Picks up 38 yards. I did not see if that was a double team or if Dennis had just moved somebody up. But Marquez Valdez-Scantling, and for Fitzgerald, takes 38 yards off the top of the defense. Would have been incomplete with 1 man in zone. And now Pittsburgh right back into action. 3-4 blitz for Dennis. Elliott in at running back for the Steelers. Ezekiel Elliott gets wrong, picks up 6. And he's up to 10 carries, 64 yards. He had 42 of them on 2 carries, but he's had a couple of zeros and such, but he's had a couple of solid 4- and 5-yard runs as well. Edwards still has several carries remaining himself. 3-4 blitz. James White in at running back. What's his pass blocking? We all wonder. He's a 4. I'm going to do a podcast before long on pass rush. I believe it was Michael Reeves. I cannot remember for sure. Said, I wish somebody would just kind of explain and talk about pass rush and pass blocking. And I thought about it, and I was like, that would make a very good podcast. So I'll do one of those before long. There's a few guys in SOMIFA I've had just long discussions with the pass rush on as well. There's an 11-yard pickup. Fitzgerald back in. Rodgers finds him down to the Seattle 13. Seattle showing blitz. Gus the Bus Edwards And at running back, 11 unfatigued carries, short to Fuller, guessed wrong, incomplete. That's a touchdown on Fuller's card if it isn't incomplete. But there you go, even at 5, one of your better short pass cards still has 10 out of 36 misses, guessed wrong. Gus Edwards, Aaron Rodgers, both scoring threats. 3-4 flat pass Ryan Griffin, incomplete. Personally, I thought we'd see more throws to Ryan Griffin, and for Dennis, I expected his Demetrius Harris, number 1 tight end, to be a little bit more involved in this game. Kind of scout teams out ahead of time and look for things that you think might happen. Those are a couple of things I thought might happen a little bit more than they have so far. Okay, we've got a 3 wide receiver, 1 halfback with Ezekiel Elliott, the halfback. He's the guy who can block. 3-3-5 blitz being shown by Dennis. Got the Avery Williamson perfect. Oh, incomplete. And we've got a 4th and 10. Rosas on to try his 3rd field goal to tie the game. And it's good. So 3 minutes, 18 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter, and we've had 1 touchdown from a couple of pretty good offenses. Take a look at Russell Wilson, the great receiving targets he works with. It's very solid back. And they've got 9 points. Pittsburgh, Aaron Rodgers, not as good at receiving targets, but very solid. Gus Edwards, Ezekiel Elliott, they've got 9 points. Both teams, excellent defensive coaches. Short to Disley, got 1 blitzer coming, 12-yard pickup. Disley, 2 catches, 14 yards. He's probably had 7 or 8 targets, though. So Disley not really coming through with a big game so far. Wilson up to 13 for 23. Again, had a 1 for 6 with an interception start. So as the game gets closer to money time, Wilson gets better. Guess right and run. Frank Clark makes a play. Normally one of those guys looking to get upfield and rush the passer, but 4 versus the run makes the play on that one. 2nd and 9, ball at the Seattle 38. 2 minutes, 6 seconds remaining, and a 9-all tie. No blitz. Ingram in at halfback. And run Ingram, guessed wrong. It's going to pick up 3. Frank Clark wasn't able to make the play on that roll of 6. So now we're at 3rd and 6. Seattle with the ball at their own 31. Ingram will be the lone back, pistol set. There will be no end runs on this play with Wilson out of end run attempts. Three, 4 for Ron on 3rd and 6. Run's still very much in play. As Seattle has the ball at near midfield at their own 41. Here's Ingram with a draw. And again, he's working against Williamson, or actually against the 6-0. It's not Williamson. It is the no containment Joe Schobert. And again, roll of 3. Now on that roll, 4 or 5 are not going to make the play. So, but still, the 0 is never going to make the play except on a roll of 1. So Dennis working at that low containment right or left inside middle linebacker. There's 7 yards. Duriel Harris with his 2nd catch, or Demetrius Harris rather. Duriel from the Dolphin days. Maybe it's this aquamarine Seattle looking uniform I see. 2nd and 3 at the Pittsburgh 45. Dennis nearing long field goal range. Be the last play of the 1st quarter, more than likely. It will be. Marshawn Lynch in. Off right tackle Lynch gets 5 yards on the nice block from Demetrius Harris. And we'll move to the fourth quarter at 9-9. Ingram will be in. He's at 4 rushes remaining, so we'll see more of Marshawn Lynch in the fourth quarter. Seattle fans, very excited to hear that. Off left tackle, 1 man there. 22 yards for Ingram. It's going to get the ball inside the 20 down to the 18 of Pittsburgh on the first play of the fourth quarter. 12 carries, 76 yards. Nice game for Ingram. He stays in. No blitz being shown here at the 18. Off left tackle Ingram, man in zone. He's going to gain 7. Ingram's been hitting that 8 off his card recently. Before it was Latavius Murray hitting his 6-yard run on 7 and his 5-yard run on 8 a couple of times. So now we're 2nd and 3. We've got Lynch in the game at the Pittsburgh 11. See if we see a blitz being shown by Pittsburgh. Eddie Jackson is showing blitz. Dennis has been running very, very often. Short Antonio Brown. Blitz is coming. Incomplete. Jair Alexander, the rookie, makes a nice play. Picked just a little before I picked Daron Payne. I was considering as the draft was evolving, I'm going to end up with Jair Alexander or Daron Payne. I had them ranked very, very close. I wanted Payne because I wanted to switch to a 3-4, but I really liked Alexander. Still do. 3rd and 3 at the Pittsburgh 11, showing blitz. Ingram in at halfback, standard set for Seattle. Huge play, score of 9 all, 13.5 minutes left. Short to Tyreek Hill, defense calls run. It's going to be in the end zone, touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 4th touchdown of the last 6 quarters for Seattle. And they take a 15-9 lead. Robbie Gould, who missed his first extra point, on to try to make it a 7-point game. Ron says, good call. Dennis says, thanks. And he hits this one, and it's 16-9. A few years ago in one of the classic games I watched online, Seattle and Pittsburgh playing in a semi-final game, Ron seemingly was about to tie the game, got the game to within 1, and with like 15 seconds left, went for a 2-point conversion to win the game rather than kick the extra point to tie and go to overtime. Unfortunately for Ron, he did not come out successful there, and something like a 38-37 win for Ed. Anyway, it's a great game. I've watched probably as many or more SOMIFA games as anyone. I love watching championship game, especially playoffs for SOMIFA, so I try to watch as many as I can. Long to Elliott. And it's a dump off to Griffin. Dominican Sue, a 5, was going against the pass blocker 7 center I'd mentioned, and it was a 0 chance roll of 81, and Ryan Griffin gets a 20-yard dump off. I knew they'd go to Ryan Griffin, even if Ron wasn't even trying to. And so we got the ball up to the 45, Pittsburgh 20 yards on the first play, and Fitzgerald in. No blitz being shown. Elliott in. Still lots of carries for Edwards. Short to Fuller, double teamed, incomplete. Great play by Dennis. Jimmy Smith would not have made the play. But we see Edwards here. 2nd 10, Pittsburgh at their own 45. Bring on the bus. There he comes. Dennis showing blitz. He will run out of this show blitz formation. Off tackle right Edwards, guess wrong. It's going to get 7. It'll be a manageable 3rd and 3. Pittsburgh moves across midfield down to Seattle 48. We're under 12 minutes remaining. Seattle up by 7. Only 2 touchdowns in the game, both by Seattle. Here we go. Gus Edwards in. No blitz being shown on 3-4 defense. 3rd and 3. Off tackle right Edwards calls pass. 4-yard play. Ndamukong Suh makes the play. Nose tackle 6s for each team, but he still gets 4 yards. So a big drive here for Pittsburgh. Too early to be forced into going for the touchdown, but you know they'd like to score and maybe get the game even here. James White and a halfback 3-4 blitz being shown by Dennis. Look into Ryan Griffin, 2 men in the zone. He gains 6. Rodgers 10 for 23, 150 yards. No touchdowns, no interceptions. Griffin 2 catches, 26 yards. Blitz being shown, Elliott in on 2nd and 4. Short to Fuller, and we got a huge sack coming here. That'll be Malik Hooker going against Ezekiel Elliott, 58. 4 additional linebackers. Had to shot a 55, so had Dennis brought 1 fewer linebacker, no sack. Would have been a roll off of a free safety blitz, sniper scope short pass card with a dump off backing it up. So huge play with that extra linebacker, making a really big difference on that one. It's 3 wide receiver, 1 running back set. Shotgun for Rodgers at the Seattle 48. Elliott in at running back, 3rd and 14. Look into Elliott, and he only gets 3 yards. 4th and 11 at the Seattle 45. Is it Pat O'Donnell? Yeah. I almost feel like I'm making a slur by assuming his name was Pat. But I thought it was Pat O'Donnell. Okay, we've got the Seattle taking over up by 7, their largest lead of the game, 16-9. A little over 9 minutes remaining. Latavius Murray in. Murray off tackle gets wrong, gains 5 yards. Will Disley with the block. We move under 9 minutes remaining, 2nd and 5. Ingram comes in the game. Plenty of time remaining. Then Ryan Ingram gets wrong, picks up 6. Again, Ingram and Murray have been hitting the middle of the cards, getting nice chunks of 6 and 7 yards. Ingram in. A little over 8 minutes remaining, 1st down. Seattle at their own 22 now. Short to Antonio Brown. 1-man blitzing. Incomplete. Went to a dump off there. Clowney again runs into Kevin Zeitler. 16 was the chance for the sack, 52 the roll. 2nd and 10, Latavius Murray in. Russell Wilson is out of carries. Quarterback in, running limit reached. About 7.5 minutes left. Off tackle right, Murray gets wrong again. Going to lose a yard, so it's going to be 3rd and 11. And so Pittsburgh has a chance to get the ball back if they can stop Seattle on this 3rd and 11. Pittsburgh trails by 7 in the game. 3-3-5, working against the 3 wide receiver pistol set with Latavius Murray and at running back. Short to Demetrius Harris, 4 men in zone. And Russell Wilson, who's been hot on those short pass rights, incomplete on that one. I'm almost sure that is something receiver, yes, the 3 men in the zone. So run stays with the zone defense there and makes a difference. And here we are on 4th and 11. Not a big return opportunity for the Steelers returners, but they'll get the ball back here. Greg Stroman is going to catch the ball around the 21 of Pittsburgh. Fair catch is called. 6 minutes, 36 seconds remaining. Elliott in at running back. Big drive for Pittsburgh. 79 yards from a game-tying touchdown. Pittsburgh doesn't want to have a bad series of downs here, because if you do, you give Seattle a chance to get good field position, and a field goal is going to make it really tough. So you want to at least get some field position out of this drive, even if you don't get in the end zone. Here we're at 2nd 8. Elliott 11 carries 66 yards. No blitz being shown. Gus Edwards in. Short to Akins. He catches it, and it's a 15-yard pickup. Tyrann Mathieu unable to make the play. Needed to be a 6 on that one. He is a 5, but unable to make the play there. Really big first down there for Aaron Rodgers. 12 for 25, 168. Pittsburgh at their own 38. James White in it, halfback. No blitz being shown on this one. Aaron Rodgers still holding on to a couple of in-run attempts, I believe. Yep. So keep that in mind. Again, he's excellent on end runs. Gus the Bus Edwards. No blitz being shown by Dennis. 2nd and 10. Big down in the game. Long to Fuller. Guessed wrong. Fuller's going to catch it. He's behind the defense. He's going into the end zone. 62 yards. Aaron Rodgers. Defense looking for Gus Edwards. King Gus Edwards. Fakes to Gus. Looks long to Fuller. Hits him over Jimmy Smith, a 4 defender. Would have taken a 6. There's no 6 defenders on either secondary in the short zone. Long play for Fuller. He gets the touchdown. Rosas game-tying extra point. And we're at 16 all. Really big play in the game there from Aaron Rodgers. Here's the kickoff. It's going to go 3 yards deep. See if Dennis is going to bring this one out or just take the ball at the 25. Wilson will take over at the 25. 4:48 remaining in regulation. Lynch in at running back. Long Tyreek Hill. Nobody in the long zone. Working on a 5. Wilson drops back. Incomplete. Brandon Carr makes the play there. Really interesting there. Tyreek Hill had that shot. 2 touchdowns in the game for Tyreek Hill. 55 yards, 5 catches, 2 touchdowns in the second half of the last game. 2nd and 10. Marshawn Lynch still in at halfback. In run left, Lynch. He's going to pick up 6. Once again, we see Seattle runners stay on that 6, 7, 8 part of the card. And he gets out of containment for 3rd and 4. Lynch back in at halfback. No blitz being shown by Pittsburgh. We're under 4 minutes regulation here in this round 2 SOMIFA playoff game. Big play in the game. If Ron can stop him, he'll have a chance to maybe milk the clock, try to get in for a game-winning field goal. Seattle picks up the first down. They'll be looking to do the same thing. Ball in a neutral part of the field at the moment at Seattle 31. No real field position advantage yet for either team. In run right, Lynch guessed wrong. And he's going to pop a big run. He's going down. Look out, he's knocking people over left and right. Frank Clark could not make the play. Lynch goes 47 yards like a bowling ball. Pins being scattered everywhere. And Pittsburgh 22, Seattle ends up. 3:18 remaining. 5 carries, 60 yards for Marshawn Lynch. He stays in at halfback. 3:18 remaining. Pittsburgh very aware of the clock situation. Linebacker Lynch guessed wrong. He's going to pick up 5 yards. Gets the block there from Kevin Zeitler, who's had some nice pass blocks. I believe that's the first time he's made a run block, and we're 2nd and 5 at the 17. Linebacker Lynch gets wrong. He picks up 10. Ryan Jensen with the big block. He's only a 4, but he makes the block on that play. And now Seattle's 2:24 remaining as Pittsburgh calls their first time out of the game. Seattle's in prime position here at the 7. Last time they did not go to a first full house. They will this time. Pittsburgh will not be showing blitz. Ingram and Lynch are the running backs. Off tackle Lynch, guessed right, he picks up 1. We'll see what Ron does here. Can't save too much time by calling a timeout, even if you get it under the 2-minute warning. Yeah, he lets it go on. So we're at 2 minutes. Second goal for the Pittsburgh 6. Full house again, Lynch and Ingram at the back. No dump offs inside the 10. Must run is still in effect in case you have a guess right short pass. We'll see if Dennis might just try to run the ball here. He does. And run right. Marshawn Lynch gets the block. 4 yards. Stopped a couple of yards short of the end zone. Offensive line tries to push him over, but the play had been whistled dead. Ron's going to take a timeout with 1:52 left. Game tied at 16. Now we're 3rd and goal from the Pittsburgh 2. Really hard to pass up a field goal. So if Ron gets a stop here, he might be able to hold him to just 3. It's really tough to pass up a field goal that would put you ahead. Key Lynch, he is stopped for no gain, and here we have that situation. Game tied at 16, 1:45 remaining. Defense takes the timeout, and yes, Seattle will kick. You just got to take the lead. You cannot feel good about passing up a field goal and then not making it on 4th down and giving up a chance to take the lead, even though Ron's got a chance to come back down and tie it or take the game-winning touchdown. You got to make him drive down the field, and with no timeouts left, hope you can keep him in bounds and limit this to a 5 or 6 plays to, get 45 yards and get into field goal range. And Taysom takes it back. He gets a 25-yard return, but the ball was 9 yards deep. So Taysom Hill only gets out to the 16. So 84 yards to go. They needed about 52 yards to get into solid field goal range. Coming out with Ezekiel Elliott. No timeouts left, 1.5 minutes remaining. Dennis 3-3-5, no blitz. Short to Ryan Griffin, guessed right. 14-yard pickup, kept inbounds, ball out to the Pittsburgh 30. And they're about 38 yards or so from field goal range. Still a minute 7 remaining. Same formations, 3-3-5, no blitz. Elliott in run right. Elliott picks up 1 and gets tackled inbounds. Tough play for Ron. Back-to-back plays, he could not get out of bounds. No blitz. Short to Scantling. It's going to be a dump off to Elliott. Oh, and he loses 3 yards, held in bounds. Really tough break there. .22 left. Very tough. A long way to go. Now he's at 3rd and 12. Lost a lot of time on losing 2 yards on 2 plays. Incomplete to Fuller. 15 seconds remaining. Going to be really tough here on 4th and 12, of course. You can get the play, get out of bounds. You're still going to need a big play to get down and set up a game-tying field goal. Here we are, 4th and 12, 3 wide receivers working against the dime. Dennis drops into a 3-2-6. Shotgun for Rodgers. Desperation time for Pittsburgh. Short to Fuller. Incomplete. So Seattle is going to end up winning this game. Excellent football game today. They're going to take 19-16 win to the house, and Pittsburgh will have a great 12-4 season, but unfortunately fall just a bit short in this one. Seattle will move on to the round of 4. Coming out of the mini playoff bracket, this will be their 3rd playoff win already. And a very fun game to watch and well coached by each team. Seattle is going to end up winning this one again, 19-16. They had 2 touchdowns, 2 field goals, missed one of their extra points. Pittsburgh, 16 points, 1 touchdown. And 3 field goals. Take a look at the box score here. Seattle, 375 yards to 323. Pittsburgh had a lost fumble. Seattle threw 1 interception, so the turnovers were even at 1. And you look at Gus Edwards, only 6 carries, 53 yards, or 30 yards, long of 8. Elliott, 12 carries, 67 yards, had a long of 23. Mark Ingram, 14 carries for Seattle, 89 yards, 22-yard long. Latavius Murray, 13 carries, 58 yards, 12-yard long. And then you have Marshawn Lynch coming off the bench. Huge play. Marshawn Lynch, 47 yards going around right in. Frank Clark, former Seattle teammate of his during the summer league they call the NFL, could not make the play, and Lynch galloped 47 yards going into beast mode at the time when the Seahawks, looking for a big play, got it from their oldest player on the team, perhaps. And so here we go, Seattle moving on to the round of 4. Excellent year for Pittsburgh again, going 12-4, but it's just one of those games where Seattle ended up holding them when they got into scoring range, and Seattle ended up winning by 3. I'll take a look and see if anybody's looking to join here. I can't tell if I'm supposed how to invite people and such. Let's see if I can find how to do that. Well, maybe Dennis will come on here and educate me on that. I think Dennis may join me for the post-game show. I'll hang around here just to see if he comes on. Yeah, Rogers kept missing the dump off. Dennis said avoid sacks by running the hell out of it. Last time you put Wilson on his back a ton, a lot of sacks, or at least it felt that way. And Ron saying, I thought if it went OT, he would have been in trouble. Dennis being low in rushing attempts. But it was a very good game. And again, Seattle's going to come away with a 19-16 win in this one. I'll go ahead and shut this down. We see Seattle now beat Cincinnati 19-10 in the mini playoffs, round one, knocked off Buffalo 31-24. I thought I was broadcasting that game, but I did not hit the little go live button, so did not broadcast that one. I watched the Cincinnati-Seattle game, and of course, we just finished watching Seattle win 19-16. And again, we've got a Houston at Los Angeles. Houston with a couple of wins, having won against Cincinnati 27-17 and 27-21 at Tennessee. They'll be facing the number one seed, Los Angeles Rams. Indianapolis, who beat San Francisco in their first round playoff game, will go face Joe and his New York Giants. And then we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to visit Dallas. A couple of teams that had first round byes. Tampa, the 5 seed, Dallas, the 4 seed. Dallas, Pittsburgh, and the Giants and the Rams will all have the good pass defense, while the visitors have the average. Didn't come up to be a big deal in this game, it didn't seem. Again, Seattle with the 19-16 win. We'll see if Dennis is going to jump on. Okay, I'll see if Dennis is around. Yeah, looks like Dennis is coming. We'll see if he actually gets to join. My lack of knowledge of how to work the StreamYard leaves it 50-50 at best. But I got better. I at least remembered to hit the go live button. So instead of 0 broadcast, we actually did have a broadcast, so that's a good thing. I hope. There he is. Hey, Dennis.
Howdy. That was quite a game, huh?
Uh-oh.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay.
I can hear you either way. I think when
good. Okay, I think I just had my speakers turned down. I'm just making sure I didn't mute the broadcast or something.
Yeah.
Hey, congratulations. Great game, Dennis.
That was quite a game. I let go a couple of field goal chances that I wish I had back there in the beginning. But what can you do? You know, just had to grind it out against him because he calls pass so much and he has such a good pass rush that I just tried to pound the ball. And that seemed to at least keep the ball out of his hands, and I was able to move the chains.
It's still tough to take a field goal there at the end. We're down at the 2 or 3, and I'm like, I still think Dennis is going to take the lead versus taking a chance of no points.
Yeah, I had to do it then.
Yeah.
And then what also pushed it is that he had no timeouts left. So I knew if I could just stop him to 1 or 2 first downs, I'd be in good position to keep him to, either win the game or keep him to a really long field goal.
Yeah.
So his kicker can go out to the 40, I think, or something crazy like that, maybe longer. So I had to play good defense there at the end. And I was lucky that he got a couple of plays that didn't really get many yards and didn't get out of bounds. So that made it tougher for him to keep it, to keep his tying chances alive.
Yeah, he had the completion, I believe, to get a first down, didn't get out of bounds, then had a +1 and a -2. Both of those stayed in bounds.
Right.
If you had picked a player you would have wanted to have a big play more than Marshawn Lynch?
That was huge, man. I was like, okay, beast mode. They're going crazy. They're going crazy and back home in Seattle. But his team is really tough, and he deserved his, number 2 seed this year. I think we talked about it before, but there's a lot of really close teams in quality. There's no super dominant team, but his is as close to a dominant team with that Gus Edwards card, Aaron Rodgers' low interception chances, and his defense. Man, that pass rush. I would love to have that kind of pass rush, but because he gets it from multiple spots. Frank Clark and Clowney and the other defensive end. I don't remember who that is, but
yeah, and you had Zeitler who had several blocks on Clowney today.
Yeah, Zeitler came up huge. That was another offseason pickup along with Latavius Murray, who had a pretty decent game, great season. Didn't hit any of his big ones today, but like I said, he had that one series where it was like +6, +6, +6.
You'll hear in the podcast. I've mentioned that several times. He's like +6 robot here,
I love it. So so I was really lucky, and really, if he brought Clowney on that 47-yard run to Lynch, but he brought him inside to the off tackle zone. If he had plugged the end run zone, it's -4, and I have to punt.
You had one really big sack where you had a free safety blitz coming and 4 linebackers, and you barely by 2 got the back.
And it was the asterisk reading, which if it would have taken Lorenzo Alexander instead of Malik Hooker, I wouldn't have made the sack either.
Yeah.
So it had to be Hooker as the asterisk pass rusher.
Right. Yeah, he was up on the rotation on that one, and you got to use the 10 instead of the asterisk 2, I think it is for Alexander, or asterisk 1. Yeah.
Well, it's fun. I'm glad you broadcast. I'll look forward to watching it later.
Yeah.
But, it was a tough battle. I also on your game on Sunday, I'm going to try to broadcast that as well. So
excellent. All right.
I'll return the favor to see how you and Zeb come out.
Yeah. Well, congratulations again. It was a really fun game to watch and well coached by both teams.
Yeah, I agree. And one thing I'll say is that even good coaches make mistakes, because there at the end, when I went for it on 4th and 1, I made my play call. I was pretty happy with it, but I forgot to check that box. I assumed it would be checked automatically to get out of bounds, but because the CM doesn't know what you're doing on 4th and 1, it's like one of those things where the coaches on the sidelines, oh, you're supposed to call timeout. You didn't call timeout. So, playoff games can be decided on things like that. I would have had a field goal chance from the 32-yard line, which I might have missed anyway with the variable, but the details matter in playoff games. So.
Yeah. And we all have at least one error in one way or another we have during a game. So it's not like nobody makes those kind of mistakes. But, yeah, once you do them, you're like, oh, don't make this what cost me the game. Right,
exactly. So I was worried about it, but it came through okay. But anyway, I better jump off. But I wanted to say hi. Thanks for doing it, and good luck in your game on Sunday.
Thank you, sir, and have a great evening.
I'll see you in the Final Four, right?
Hopefully so.
Okay, man. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye. Okay, we're going to wrap it up after the visiting with the winning coach here. Hope everybody enjoyed the broadcast. We're going to go ahead and end this broadcast. I'll post it for later viewing, and if anybody was watching it live, we appreciate having you on and watching SOMIFA playoff action. Have a great night. Come out.